President Obama is widening the war over transgender rights. Now he's taking it right into the nation's public schools.
In a letter that goes out today, the administration is telling public schools to allow students to use the bathroom that fits their, quote, gender identity. As George Thomas reports, the issue opens a whole new front in the battle over bathrooms.
The letter from the Justice and Education Departments is blunt. A school may not require transgender students to use facilities inconsistent with their gender identity or to use individual user facilities when other students are not required to do so. While the decree does not carry the force of law, the message from the administration is clear: comply or else face loss of federal funding.
I think what we see once again is the egregious abuse of the authority of the president.
The letter comes as Congressman Robert Pittenger's state of North Carolina is in a legal standoff with the administration over his state's new law on bathroom use by transgender people. Pittenger says the president is going too far in trying to rewrite state law.
We have a defined separation of powers inside our government given by our founding fathers. This came from ancient Greece. And the president does not respect that.
The president's decision to step into this fight comes on the heels of a Fourth Circuit Court ruling that ordered a Virginia school to allow a transgender student to choose her own bathroom. And that battle over bathrooms is only growing.
I object to a process lacking transparency at minimum and which may very well be found illegal.
In Fort Worth, Texas, hundreds of parents packed a school board meeting after a school superintendent decided to implement a bathroom policy for transgendered students. The meeting got so heated, democracy. Some parents had to be escorted out by police.
Transgender students are our neighbors, and they are all of our children.
Back in Washington, the Obama administration sees the bathroom battle as part of a civil rights movement.
This is about the dignity and the respect that we accord our fellow citizens.
Congressman Pittenger says the federal government has no place in this debate. He believes this fight could make its way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
We're going to have this fight with the president. If he wants to pick it on these grounds, so be it. That'll be where it is.
George Thomas, CBN News.
Well, I want to underline what was said in that letter, that you can't have single-user facilities sort of fit this need. Unless all students are going to individual facilities, you have to make it open. And now we're going to get into the issue of what does it really mean to be transgender? Are there going to be regulations? At what point in time do you cross that line? This is a crazy thing to be doing, in my opinion, in an election year, but it sure is going to get a whole lot of people very excited. Well, congressional Republicans and Donald Trump are now talking nice after his visit to Capitol Hill. John Jessup has more from our CBN News Bureau in Washington.
Thanks, Gordon. It's no secret House Speaker Paul Ryan caused quite a stir last week when he said he wasn't ready to back Donald Trump. Well, yesterday they met for 45 minutes here in Washington, and while Ryan still hasn't endorsed the presumptive nominee, both men say they're making progress.
I think for the most part we agree on a lot of different items, and we're getting there.
I do believe that we are now planting the seeds to get ourselves unified. You don't put it together in 45 minutes.
Trump also appears to be backing down from one of his more controversial proposals, a temporary ban on Muslim immigrants. Well, a federal judge dealt a blow to Obamacare, ruling that parts of the president's health care plan are unconstitutionally funded. The Obama administration is paying health insurers billions to cover the cost for providing for low-income Americans. GOP lawmakers who brought the lawsuit say Congress never authorized that expenditure. The judge issued an order to stop further payments, but delayed its implementation while the administration considers an appeal. Well, House Republicans believe common sense changes to the U.S. visa program can prevent another terrorist attack like the one in San Bernardino. Congressman Randy Forbes of Virginia introduced the Visa Integrity and Security Act Thursday. It includes simple reforms like making sure an application is completely filled out before it's accepted. The bill also requires heightened screening for applicants from high-risk countries like Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, and Syria.
The United States Congress recognizes that visas can be weapons for terrorists. The second thing is this: for countries with heightened security concerns, this country is going to do heightened security. And in balancing the privilege of coming to this country versus the right to be secure in this country, we give more weight to the right to be secure.
Forbes says these steps could have kept San Bernardino shooter Tashfeen Malik from slipping through the cracks. Well, it's been just over a year since a massive earthquake in Nepal claimed thousands of lives and left millions homeless. Today, there's still a lot of work to be done to help people recover. And as Lucille Toulousan reports, Christian organizations like CBN are still committed to help.
24 hours after the killer earthquake, CBN disaster relief teams hit the ground providing food, blankets, clean water, and temporary shelter for survivors. Medical help and medicine reached remote areas within 3 days of the quake. Now, a year later, the debris is gone.
This is all that's left of an 800-year-old Hindu temple that was destroyed by the earthquake. Ruins like these will always remind the Nepali people of the great tragedy that killed over 9,000 and left millions of people homeless. But this is the same earthquake that enabled Christians to show them the love of God.
Beni Karki leads Compassionate Hands for Nepal, CBN Disaster Relief's partner in the recovery effort.
After the earthquake, as many churches and Christians as individuals, they went out and they started helping people. And they, like Hindus and Buddhists and there are other religions, they are testifying now, your religion is the best because you love us, you care us.
One of those living in the temporary shelters is Krishnaman Tamang.
My apartment was destroyed during the earthquake with all my belongings. I did not have shelter, bed, and even food. It is only through CBN that I now have a place to stay and where my family can be comfortable.
Krishnaman is Hindu. Yet the love shown by Beni and the team has made him curious about the Christian faith.
Before, I don't have an idea about Jesus and the Christian people. But when I got attached to them, I felt that they are friendly and kind, and I feel I should follow their God, Jesus. I want to know more about Jesus.
CBN and Compassionate Hands for Nepal are helping this blind couple revive their soap-making business.
Life has become more difficult after the earthquake because we lost our meager possessions. I work for 12 hours a day in the factory and earn $35 every month. I want to have my own business so I can feed my wife and 3 children. Thank you, CBN, for helping me restart my own business. This is a big help.
While physical rehabilitation is low here, spiritual growth and recovery have been strong.
We have seen the churches being planted all over the hills and the mountains. Despite of all the challenges or problems we are facing right now, this is the right time for Nepal. The God's kingdom will be established in this country.
Lucille Toulousan, CBN News, Kathmandu, Nepal.
Gordon, the love of Christ shining through the challenging times for the people of Nepal.
And all thanks to you. If you're a member of the 700 Club, we're a lot more than just a TV show. We want to help people. And if you want to be a part of it, all you have to do is call us 1-800-759-0700. We have a special fund set up for CBN International Disasters, and you can be a part of it. So if you want to give into that, we're still on the ground in Nepal. We're still providing relief because it's going to be a long rebuilding process. And when disasters strike, we want to strike back with love and compassion. So the address was on your screen. Number's still there, 1-800-759-0700.